Good morning, everybody. My name is Prentice, and I'm coming on here to make this video just to speak up on some things that's been taking place currently. I've been kind of putting stuff together, and if you think about when this country was being founded, and settlers and people coming from Europe in the late 1500s, definitely the early 1600s. By the time you got to the Revolutionary War, slavery still going on, not into 1860. But if you really zone in on the 1830 to like 1860, there were over 70 acts of political violence that's documented, from like politicians fighting and caning each other over slavery, the issue of slavery being violent. If you think about how political parties were formed and how people act in contemporary politics and things, and that January 6th attack and all that stuff. And they had slave cages in northern cities, when we say the North and the South, and the Mason-Dixon line. That Kansas-Nebraska Act, that opened it up to expand nearly to Oregon and Canada, talking about popular sovereignty, meaning we'll let the people decide. Well, the people are immoral, and you can't just sit back like that, like John Brown said in Kansas, and leave it up to their own morality to end slavery. Abraham Lincoln, quote unquote, freed the slaves. No, he didn't want people to have equality. I read a Martin Luther King thing as we just passed his birthday or something, in a speech he gave, which they don't show on TV a lot. He says, we don't want decency, we want genuine equality. Like, we want to be economically on a base, educationally on a base, owning real estate property, like the literally American dream. And we haven't gotten it, and we haven't even been considered to get it. Not since the founding of the Constitution, when we were considered 3/5 of a person, not human, racially classifying people with black blood in them, one-drop rules and everything else. Anti-miscegenation laws. You can't mess with white women, but white men can mess with black women. And I know so many stories of, we know, talking about some Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings, but there's so many stories of the first black millionaire in Memphis, Robert Church, whose father was a white guy. And down in Louisiana, you had families and people of mixed race, which means, a lot of times it was white guys with black women, or women from Madagascar having kids with a white guy, and that kid turned into somebody who we know in our U.S. history. Basic story is, a lot of the stuff going on right now is a depiction of history, like Benito Mussolini with fascism. Some of the stuff going on, just keep y'all eyes open and understand history to know like where we are today and what's going on and what may be taking place soon. Y'all keep y'all heads up, stay blessed.